Welcome to Harrison Center, and specifically to my ELA class. At Harrison, you work at your own pace. English classes are designed to take 60 hours for 1/2 credit. Some of you will need less time and others will need more, but a diligent and hard-working student can complete this work within the 60-hour time frame. Your success in this class is up to you, but I am here to help you. As such, I am a teacher and not a mind reader. If you are having problems, please let me know and I will work with you. The next few slides will give you general information about your ELA classes. Please review them carefully. Let's continue on with the general information about Harrison Center and specifically information about my classroom. When you registered for your classes, you were given a list of rules. These are just a few of them. Please refer to your rules or ask me if you have questions. All district rules are to be followed at all times. Students are expected to be responsible and respectful at all times. Part of being responsible is being on time and prepared to begin the class when the bell rings. When you enter the classroom, you should always sign in and get your folder out of the file. Both are at the back of the room. Being respectful is not just being polite, but also using appropriate language. Being responsible and respectful will get you a long ways, both in school and in life in general. Office and classroom phones are to be used for emergencies only. Personal phone calls are not accepted in the classroom. That means your cell phone should be turned off during classes. You have 5 minutes between classes and your lunch period to take care of personal matters. Texting is also not allowed in class. If someone needs to call you, they must call the office at 455-0029, and the staff will immediately contact you. Tobacco products and e-cigarettes are not permitted on school grounds. There is a smoking section off school property where you may smoke between classes. Please remember that if you smoke, it does not give you a free pass to be tardy. If you walk through the door after the bell rings, you will be considered tardy, period. 3 unexcused tardies equal 1 absence. An employer does not tolerate a late employee, and I will not tolerate a late student. It is disruptive to the class and disrespectful to others. Once again, be on time for class. When you come in, please sign the attendance sheet with your first and last name. Make sure that it's legible. Then pick up your folder and any other materials you may need and take a seat. Please stay in your seat until the end of class. I will give you a 2-minute notice where you will have time to put things away. You are still in class, therefore your phone must remain off. Responsibility requires preparedness. Please bring something to write with to class. If you need a pencil, you can buy them in the office for 15 cents. I also have a supply of pens and pencils, but you will need to leave something with me as collateral. I will return the collateral when you return the writing implement. If a student is disrupted in class and asks to leave, that will result in an unexcused absence for the entire class period. As I said earlier, classes are designed so diligent students will finish within the 60-hour time frame. As such, no materials are to leave the classroom. Folders and reading material must not leave the room. If you're worried you may not finish your assignments in time and have internet access, you can do work outside the classroom. Traditional students may use My Weebly to access material, and E2020 students can work through Edgenuity. Tests and quizzes must be taken in the classroom. Only under extreme circumstances will a student receive credit for a class in less than 45 hours of classroom time. ELA courses are designed as 60-hour courses, with each class being worth 1/2 credit. There are 2 choices for types of class you may take: traditional class or Edgenuity, which is also known as E2020. I will discuss options with students on an individual basis. Since this is an English class, you are expected to use complete sentences, correct grammar, punctuation, and spelling. When in doubt, look it up. There are rubrics available for every assignment. You can access them through My Weebly, or I will give you a hard copy. There is a lot of reading in this class, so please be respectful of others and work quietly at all times. Assignments are to be completed to the best of your ability and within the deadline period. When you are ready for me to grade your work, please put your folder in the wire file next to the window. It is very helpful if you mark which assignment you need graded. Almost all assignments are done using Google Docs. Even if you share something with me, I will not grade it until your folder is in the file. That is the way that I'm sure you've taken the time to revise and edit your work. I will not grade work that has not been thoroughly proofread first. I know that cell phones are a way of life, but there's a time and place for everything, and the classroom is not the place for them. I do not allow music or text messaging either. It is impossible to read and to listen to music at the same time. Yes, I know some of you say that you can do it, and it actually helps you concentrate. However, science has shown that when you multitask, you do neither job well. As such, cell phones and personal electronic devices are absolutely prohibited in my classroom. If I even suspect you are using one without permission, I will issue an LOR. No ifs, no ands, and no buts. Period. Also, computers are monitored for unauthorized use. All classrooms are equipped with software that allows teachers to monitor the sites that students are viewing. When you registered, you signed a contract saying you would follow the electronic use policy of the school district. The contract is binding, and you are expected to follow the rules. There will be some days, however, that I will allow you to use your cell phones for certain activities. When those days come around, it will be for school purposes only and not to text message or other unauthorized activities on your phones. So once again, there are no exceptions for using electronic devices for personal use. If I even suspect you of misusing phone or computer privileges, you will be asked to leave the room and given an LOR. There are no exceptions. LORs, or lack of responsibility forms, are issued when a student fails to meet school rules, teacher expectations, or progress goals. The most common reason for issuance of an LOR in my classroom is to not be working well in class, and that is frequently a result of using a cell phone. In order to assure that you will be successful and complete your class on time, I do a folder check about every 2 weeks. A folder check is when I compare the amount of time you have been in class to the amount of work you've completed. For example, if you've been in class for 20 hours, you should be approximately 1/3 done, or 33%. If you've only completed 20% of your work, you're getting behind and will need to find a way to get you back on track. When you've gotten too far behind and you aren't doing anything to try to get caught up, I will issue an LOR. If you are having problems, please, please, please let me know as soon as possible. I will try to help you. Wednesdays are designated as SSR days. You're required to read your assigned contemporary novel for 1 hour. Even if you are using E2020, you have an assigned contemporary novel. Since this is a weekly assignment, it is really helpful to write down the page you left off on and to jot down a quick note about what you read. Some students will be required to work on special reading projects with a paragraph. I will let those students know what room they need to go to. FIT is an acronym for Focused Instructional Time. It may involve reading, grammar, punctuation, spelling, or even a competition between classrooms. It is designed to improve your reading and writing skills. It will take about 5 to 15 minutes at the beginning of almost every class. It usually involves a mini lesson. All students, including those using E2020 and GED, are required to participate in FIT, and it is part of your grade. The word of the day involves commonly used content words. These are words that are frequently used in school and outside of the classroom too. We'll have a very short discussion about the word of the day. Be sure to look around the room and study these words. Even when you submit papers using Google Docs, it is imperative that you include your full name, date, and hour at the top right corner of the page. I have many papers to grade, and this makes my job much easier. Again, when sharing your work with me, I will only grade it when you put your folder in the wire file by the window. Okay, let's take a minute and talk about plagiarism. Plagiarism is using someone else's work without giving them the credit for it. and it is a very serious offense. If you are caught, you may lose credit for your work, receive a failing grade, and have to restart the class. As a teacher with many years of college, it is easy to spot plagiarism. People with a high school vocabulary do not write like college professors. Don't do it. Would you want someone taking credit for the work that you've done? When in doubt, my Weebly has a plagiarism checker on the home page. If you want to check your work, use that. I also use a professional checker when an assignment seems questionable. The best way to avoid plagiarism is to read the material more than once if you need to. Then rewrite what you learned in your own words. Again, rewrite what you learned in your own words. If you must copy someone's work, and I really, really, really discourage it, then you must give them the credit for it by using the proper citations. In this class, we use MLA formatting. There are texts and other materials available to help you with this. See me if you need help. The best way to be successful in school is to attend class regularly. I know that there are times when you have to miss school. If you have an excused absence, be sure to take your note to the office so that it can be recorded. If the office doesn't excuse it, I probably won't either. Read all of your instructions carefully. Then reread them if necessary. It is very helpful to read the instructions before you even begin your assignment. That way you can be thinking about the requirements as you are reading. Listen carefully to your teachers. They frequently will give you ideas, tips, and tricks to make work easier for you. As you're doing your assignments, take notes. They can be used for tests. Science has also proven that students who take notes in their own handwriting and their own words do much better and retain more than students who take computer notes or no notes at all. Finally, if you're unsure about anything, just ask. I have a Weebly set up that mirrors the syllabus for students using the traditional classroom. However, the home page has a lot of valuable information for all students. Check it out. It's at jmcnaughton.weebly.com. The address is also on the board at the front of the room. Do not try to do your assignments by looking the answers up on the internet. And there are several reasons for that. One, just because it's on the internet does not necessarily mean that it is the right answer or that it is true. It also takes way longer than just to read the book and do the study guide. You probably won't be able to pass the exam. So after you've done all that, you've wasted valuable time and probably gained a lot of frustration. Finally, you are responsible for your own destiny, and I'm here to help you fulfill that destiny. There are 3 ways to contact me, but the best way is to send me an email, jmcnaughton@phasd.us. I have instant access to it. However, I may not immediately get back to you. I will reply within 24 hours unless it is the weekend. Also, I'm in my room 6th hour for my prep. You can talk to me personally then. Be sure to ask your 6th hour teacher if it's okay before you do come to see me. And good luck. Let's make this a successful year at Harrison Center.